Welcome to the Pitmaster Podcast. We're barbecue competition competitors that aim to share information, advice, tips, and tall tales about our favorite pastime. Head over to the pitmasterpodcast.com for all things Pitmasters, or follow us on your favorite social media platform. And now, here are the hosts of the Pitmaster Podcast, the two-time grand champion, SCA World Champion finalist, and barbecue specialist of Smoke Ain't No Joke Barbecue, the Anthony Luan, and the 24-time grand and reserve grand champion, reserve world grand champion, Windover High Roller champion, and the founder of Pitmaster Barbecue Supply Company stores in Utah, the old man himself from Big Johnson's Barbecue, Jesse Johnson.
This is Greg Rempe from the Barbecue Central Show, and you are listening to the Pitmasters Podcast, and they are doing it live.
We'll do it live.
That's right, Bill. I just said that. They're going to do it live.
We'll do it live.
Yes, live. They're going to do it live.
Good morning, Pitmasters, from a Sunday morning. A little bit different, huh, Jesse?
Yeah, just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to go and do something on Tuesday night, and everybody was fortunate enough to be able to accommodate my needs to record today. So I want to tell everybody thank you for that, and welcome to some of the new listeners that are tuning in. Jesse.
Yes, sir.
We cooked a chili competition yesterday.
You did. I just made a bunch of chili for the customers.
I'm kind of sad that you didn't enter it, just slightly, just to see where it ended.
just so you know, all the judges, when they got done judging, came over and tried my chili, and they're like, "Oh, that would have won."
Oh, you think?
Just saying. I'm just saying. This is just from the judge's mouth to your ears. You know?
Oh, interesting. We're gonna have to just back it up. We're just gonna have you actually enter and see where it goes.
You should have came over and tried it.
I did.
And what did you think?
It was good chili, but mine was better.
Of course it was.
Right? Everybody's chili's better, right?
What's crazy is we had 3 perfect scores in chili, and we didn't have to go to a tiebreaker because each one had a different thrown out score. So the barbecue and bourbon boys from Texas flew on up and competed, and they took 5th.
Yep.
You took 4th.
Yep.
And then Wild West Barbecue, Mr. Josh Lynch won chili. So
he sure did. Yeah, he sure did. Well, that was the end of the season on your end for competitions. How did you feel like you got your overall results for the season? Is it getting traction? You feeling better, or is it we just staying neutral and we need to find more cooks?
It feels like it's staying neutral. It's kind of light, you know. We only had 7 teams compete. Excuse me, in the backyard. Congratulations to Mike P. He got a GC. He won both chicken and ribs. Yeah. So he had a great cook, but he's a great cook. I mean, he really is a good cook. But, you know, last year, I think we had almost double that when we had it at the West Jordan store. So it's like, are we putting on too many competitions? It becoming too expensive for the team. So talking with Matt Olson, who's the owner of the Pitmaster Supply Company in Ogden, we're probably going to whittle down the store competitions to 2 for each store. And then we'll do tomato days, and we'll have the 2 pro comps. So I think that's where we're going to go. That'll make it 2 less, and then we're lowered the price for the entries from 125 to 100, and I think that's kind of a trying to get more teams involved. And you know, it'll hopefully we'll get, as we keep working with customers in the stores, we'll get people excited about trying to come out and do some backyard barbecue.
Yeah, definitely. And then, so we have some sweet guests tonight. We have Ryan and Kim from KRAM Knives. Is that, I'm hopefully saying that right? But they were kind enough to send some awards out to us for the chili competition. We were really grateful for that. The sweet knife. That knife was pretty sweet. The box was awesome.
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. Yeah. I tell you what, trophies and all that stuff are awesome. You know, as a pitmaster, you want to stack those up. That's a really pretty box and a really gorgeous knife. So thanks. You know, when we get them on, we'll thank them again. So
So any other news other than everybody traveled safe to St. George for the last SEA event of the year? Other than that, winding up. The show's actually going to be winding up too. We have one more episode next week, and then we go into our holiday break as well. So It's that time of season, man. It's time to just go and hunker down, make a whole bunch of soup with some of our leftover barbecue smoked meats, right?
Turkey season's upon us, man.
True, it
Everybody's
really is.
gearing up for Thanksgiving and
Yep, that is
getting
it.
in so they don't miss out. I mean, we doubled our order from Hay Grill Hay. We doubled our order from Cosmos. Got to double our order from Meat Church. All the stuff's coming in because it's November is the biggest month of the year at a barbecue store. Isn't that crazy?
That is awesome. It's mostly just product though. It's not really grills, right? It's mostly just products.
Well, people are getting ready for the holidays too, so they're buying grills for presents.
Really?
So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. Well, cool. Let's go talk to Kim and Ryan and see what knife manufacturing is all about.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Let's go.
We call it Thermapen 1, the first true 1-second cooking thermometer. Its unprecedented speed means Thermapen 1's responsiveness approaches the speed of thought. Because when you're plating the perfect menu or smoking the perfect side of barbecue, you don't have time to think about how your instant read thermometer is accurate to 0.5 degrees in 1 second or less, or how rugged and waterproof it is, or how big, elegant and bright the backlit display is. You'll just know it works, because our perfection powers your perfection. Seek perfection with Thermapen 1.
Kim and Ryan, welcome to the show. How are you guys?
Welcome.
What's going on, y'all?
Yeah, it looks like you guys are in your shop, huh?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That is awesome. Well, let's just break it down. Let's talk about how you guys got started and fabricating knives and all that. Was it just a passion when you were just a kid, always like knives, and decided to make your own? Let's hear the backstory here.
Really, the complete opposite, actually. I've always worked with my hands. I've always been kind of utilitarian based. There's a lot of things that I've always wanted, and I was never able to afford. So I was pretty much kind of, let me see if I can do it myself, you know.
Uh-oh.
And long story for another.
Okay. Are you with us still? Hello? Oh, we might have lost him. Let's see here.
Let's go.
All right.
All right. Yep. We're going to change back up to the house.
All right. No, take your time. But is this your website, KRAMKnives.com? Or is that your website? All right. Jesse?
Yes, sir.
What do you look for?
All right, here we go. I apologize, y'all. So we're headed back up to the house, but yes, KRAMKnives.com.
All righty, cool, perfect. Yeah, so while you guys get established there, Jesse, what are you looking for in a knife when you go and purchase a knife?
I want a high quality steel and steel that will hold an edge for a long period of time. It's, everybody in the barbecue game knows that the sharper the knife is, the safer it is.
Yeah.
So keeping those edges nice and sharp and holding that edge for a long period of time is what I look for.
That's exactly kind of what I look for, is being able to have a knife that will hold that edge where I'm not having to hone it almost every single, brisket trim. And then also well balanced too, being able just to fit in your hand where you feel comfortable with it, where you're not where it's not like you're uncomfortable trimming with it. You have to be able to just have confidence in every stroke of that knife. And I've had some knives, they felt balanced, but they're just too long, or the angle's wrong. It's just something that I look for for trimming brisket. That's mostly where I go, because
I like a nice little bit of weight to it too. So I don't like super light knives. They got to have a little bit of weight to help with that balance. So
exactly.
All right.
Perfect. All right. We got some Wi-Fi. Yeah, there we go. We are good.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's hear that backstory again.
So again, my apologies. She was actually injured at work, and she spent 8 weeks pretty much bedridden, and I was going crazy sitting in the house. And I literally walked out in my garage trying to relieve some stress, and I had a plumber's torch, and I heated up some metal, and I got it red hot, and I was just put it on the concrete, and I was hitting on it. I said, man, that's starting to look like a knife. I kept on, made a point in it, and like drilled some holes in the handle, and put a I put a piece of table leg that I had in my garage. I cut it in half and just sanded on it and just like carved it out, and it was very, very rustic and not a knife in any means. But I walked it in the house and I said, "Hey Kim, look what I did." She said, "You didn't do that." This, I did. I just made this. She's like, "Okay." I said, "I tell you what, let me go out there and let me make it actually look like a knife." So I brought the same one back in there, and she was like, "Oh my God, you did!" But after that, I was telling my guys at the job that I used to work at, and they was like, "Dude, make me one." I said, "Okay, what do you want it to look like?" And he sent me a picture of it by text message, and I looked at the picture and grinded it out and made it look like the picture and put a handle on it and took it back to him. He said, "Okay, here you go." He handed me $200. I was like, "Oh my God."
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how far we can take this. But after that, I did my first show, which was at Georgia Bushcraft, which is out in Watkinsville, Georgia. I took something. How many knives we take the first time? We took like 12, 20, somewhere around in there. And I sold out. And people were actually enjoying what I was doing and actually thought it was pretty good. So I took it a little step further, and I started taking orders. And once I started taking orders, then people were actually satisfied and praising me for the quality of the
Mhm.
steel. And eventually, I got to where it was a little more refined. And I had another knife maker actually compliment my stuff, and he said, "You're 10 times faster than you're 10 times better than I was at the stage that you are in your business."
Wow.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'd been looking at his stuff and modeling my ways of working in the same style that he was doing,
Mm.
and he kind of sparked a business interest in my mind, and
Mhm.
here we are now.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So
So,
how many years now? How many years you been doing knives
This
for
this will
sale?
make this will make 4 years. No, this was 4 years. I'm working on 5 years.
oh,
There you
that
go.
is awesome. And then, so are you folding your own still? You buying blanks? What are we doing for the still side?
So the steel is bought in. It's called cold roll press billets. The billets that I use are I got about 5 different steels that I use, but I mainly go towards with my stainless. I use that EBL, and that comes in 4 foot 4 foot bars. And once I get what I want, the knife for the order, I'll trace it out on there and I'll carve it out, and I'll grind a bevel in it, and then drill the holes in it, and then heat treat it, put the handle on it, and go from there. Um, but with the Damascus steel, I don't have a forge that is big enough or gets hot enough where I can actually fold steel and make my own
Mm.
Damascus. So I do buy the blanks from different knife makers, different steel manufacturers.
That is awesome. And then just a question, just because we know how Jesse is this American made still?
100% made,
That's
100%
what I'm
Detroit
talking
steel,
about.
baby.
That's what
No,
we're
no,
talking
no
about.
tariffs involved in these knives.
Yeah, that is
No
awesome.
stop.
Yeah.
So Ryan, I'm going to switch from you to Kim. Kim, what is your role in this? Because I know you, like you said, you had some injury, or you had that illness, and that put you bedridden, and then he's decided to jump in the knife game, and then you're like, wait a second, he's taking off, he's doing a thing. What is your role in this?
So just a little filler to give you a little bit of background. I did get hurt and I had to have spinal fusion surgery.
Mm.
So that set me back a lot. And the doctors told me after I finally got a spinal cord stimulator, he said, "You're not 100% healed, but you will not be able to maintain a full-time job." So I thought, crap, what am I going to do? So he was already making the knives, and then he had the idea of making sheets. I was like, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. He said, "We're going to learn together." So
There
he
you
had
go.
me start to make his sheets. And what I do is I do the leather, we have the program already in the computer. So all I have to do now is just print it out on a piece of leather and get it cut. I hand sew every one of these.
Oh wow.
They
Nice.
have, we can do it where you can wear it on the side, or you have the clasp that can come over the back. You can wear it upright. My logo does not go on any of this. I put his logo on everything that I do. Now the boxes we thought was a treat, and everybody seemed to like it. We just one day said, let's start putting these in boxes, because how are we going to ship them? You can't just go put a knife in something at the post office.
Right.
So press board is not that expensive. And so we thought, if we're giving something nice, we need to send it in something nice. So this is going to be for one of our big knives, but this is the box that I make it. So I put the dimensions in the computer, and now that does have my logo on there now. He wanted to start giving me credit for what I did in it. And I don't have a website for mine. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and also on the TikTok. But this is just my contribute to him. And then I started going on my own. So I do the shirts, I do hats, I do all kinds of stuff like merch. But for every knife that he has that goes out, I make the box for it. And I actually put a little bit more love into it. I wrap all of our knives with bubble wrap inside the box. It's color coordinated with the tissue paper to what the handle looks like.
Oh.
So, and then we send it out.
But on
That
top
is
of that,
awesome.
what she's neglecting to say is she takes the time to contact the individual people
Yes.
and ask them if they have their own logos. And what she does is she'll actually put the logos on the
Yeah.
Boxes,
on the
so.
front of the box and on the actual blade for them if they want them. So
Oh, that is awesome.
Yes. I forgot
That's
to say
kind
that
of
part.
it's kind of taking your packaging to the next level. Kind of give them that Apple experience, you know.
Yeah.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Apple, and UltraView, right? Right, Anthony.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that is awesome that you were able to, one, start your own business doing knives, and then you incorporated Kim into this, and now she's actually creating her own business where you guys can still work together, but she also has her freedom to be able to go and expand on her business. Like literally, when it comes to leather making, it's not going to stop at sheaths. I can see probably if I'm going to talk to you in 2 years from now, and you're going to be making holsters before you know it.
Right?
I guarantee it. It's just that one of those things that kind of go hand in hand with each other. But yeah, that is very cool backstory on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're actually putting our daughter through college with both of our businesses right now. She's down in South Georgia at Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College. She's going to be an exotic animal vet.
That is awesome.
No,
and then where
really
are
cool.
you guys based out of again?
I'm about 40 miles east of Atlanta in Georgia.
Okay, so you guys are from Georgia. That is awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome. So do you guys? I should say, do you guys mostly concentrate on online sales, or do you guys traveling, putting a lot of miles on for shows?
So we do 2 shows. As of right now, we do actually 3 shows that we've just started up. We've been doing the spring show and the fall show for what is it called? Georgia Bushcraft. And now we ventured into the barbecue community, and we're going to start showing at Bama Bash.
Oh, that's awesome.
That'd be good.
Which is it 2 weeks or next weekend?
That's next weekend.
Next weekend. Yeah, next
so
weekend.
How how many knives are you taking to Bama Bash?
I'm taking about 15, just because I don't know how many people would want something etched on their blades, like their own logos and stuff like that. And it would be kind of counterintuitive to take something there and have to take it back. So, but it's mainly, I'm going to have knives there for sale, but if you wanted them personalized, I'd just take them back with me and then ship them to you in the mail.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And then have you, go ahead, Justy.
Yeah.
Justy.
Crystal asked us if you could show the brisket Britannia. What is it?
It's called the Brisketana.
Brisketana.
I've actually made that for. I've made that for one other person, and that was for. I don't know if I can actually. Well, I guess I can mention him on here because it was a gift from me to him. I made it for Kendrick Barbecue
Okay.
with
For
Benny.
Benny,
He's
yeah.
got these
Yeah.
giant cuts of meat, and with those, I mean, he's cutting an entire cow leg, and he's using standard size knives. And I was like, dude, you got to have something bigger than that if you want to cut, without the trouble. So I made it for him, and I said, man, I got to find a way that I can get in touch with him and actually get him to see what kind of handle he wants on it. And Crystal was kind enough to say, hey, I know a guy, and she knew a guy that knew him, and he actually came into one of my lives on TikTok, and when he came in, we talked, and he found the handle that he wanted and finished it up, sent it to him, and now he's got a couple of videos posted on it.
That's awesome.
So
That is so awesome.
if y'all would give me just a second, I got to run back down to the shop because I had all of my stuff down there, but I'm going to run back down there, and Kim's going to talk to you for just a second. Give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So Kim, let's talk about your leather.
Yes.
Are you where are you getting your leather? Is it kind of are you buying stock leather kind of like he's doing the presses as
blanks?
well, the blanks,
Yeah.
or are you actually going out and finding your own leather sources?
No, we don't go out and find it. So I do order it online. This was, oh man, he's going to have to tell me where we get the big bulk of leather. Now, that's doing it for his sheets. The leather that I use doing it for my hats and all, I've bought from Patch Crafters and Lone Star Adhesives. So those are really good to do the patches on the hats because you can't use this kind of leather that I have because there's no adhesive to it. And I haven't got that smart yet to figure it out. But I want to say it's called Good Enough Leather. And we pick, so this is actually, oh man. So I drew a blank. I'm so sorry. He knows more about the leather part because he was the one that was ordering it all the time. And then I had just started picking it up and doing it for him then. But we've picked different leather, like we do the different hides. We've gotten the tan, and we have made some sheets off of that. It was absolutely beautiful, but those were just in like strips that we had to order. Honey, where did we get the leather from? Like I drew a blank. This leather we buy Maverick leather.
Maverick Leather Company.
Sorry, Maverick Leather Company. That's it. And this is this for.
No, that's cowhide.
It's cowhide.
Okay.
See, I knew I wouldn't remember that.
And then
but it's good. Go ahead.
And then so you're using that leather, and then you're using a laser cutter to be able to cut it and form it every single time? Or are you hand punching these?
So my laser is behind me. I have a 100-watt CO2 laser. It's a Monport laser. I have my little decoration for my little TikTok stuff going on. But
we may have lost him again.
Yeah, froze up.
Yeah, that happens.
hello.
How about now?
You there?
Yeah, we got you. We got your audio. Yep.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You're back. You're back.
Kinda. You're buffering through. Let's see here.
I'm sorry. This is what we get for being in the country.
No, it's all good. It happens. It definitely happens.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yep.
Yeah, we just need to move it just a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. All right.
We need a wiggle room. We got to get Ryan back in the screen here.
Yeah. Here, I can play this way. You there?
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's okay.
So,
this is the
I'm back,
deal with
and
life.
as Crystal was saying.
Yes, unfortunately.
So as Crystal was asking a minute ago, I'll show you one of my standard brisket knives first. This would be the size of one of my brisket knives, and this handle is actually made from materials called keraite. And the funny thing about this stuff is it actually gets more grippy when it gets wet. So it's not sticky by any means, but It's a really cool material to use, and it comes in a bunch of different colors. But this would be the standard size of my brisket knife,
Is
and
that 12,
this
12 or 4? Is that
the
12 or 14 inches
brisketana.
blade? Oh, there you go.
Wow.
This is a 12-inch cutting edge on my standard brisket knife,
Gotcha.
and this is a 16.5-inch cutting edge on the brisketana.
It's either brisket or self-defense.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah. So it's actually based on based on what's called a wakizashi, and the wakizashi was a Japanese tuna sword. What it's been turned into. So
that is
pretty
interesting. Neat. So that's one thing that I've really not broken down. I've really got into. And maybe you can fill in this a little bit, and Jesse, maybe some of your knowledge as well. But what is the point of, the curvature on most knives? Like a fillet knife, I get that, so that way you can bend it and be flexible to get underneath there. But then, like the brisketana, why is it shaped like that? Yep. What is the purpose of different curvatures on knives?
So the curvature is mainly, I would say, so if a blade is flat and you lay something flat down on a piece of like a cutting board or something that's known to be flat, if you pull the knife halfway through the cut that you're trying to cut, you're always going to have one side of the knife either up or down, so it's not going to cut all the way through it unless you pull completely across it. So with that bend in the blade, it makes the cutting point actually in the center of the blade, so you can pull halfway through and actually go all the way through your meat.
And it gives you more downward cutting force as well.
Right, because that I'm going to be honest with you guys. I never know which blade to grab whenever I'm going to do anything. I'm not kitchen trained any matter. This knife looks like it works good, I guess maybe that's where we should maybe touch a little bit on some knowledge on, what knife should be people going through. Let's go through some basic. Let's go through, some vegetables, some fish, some beef, some steaks. Let's just talk about some knives that people should be reaching for.
Absolutely. So we'll start off with one of my boning knives.
I'm gonna get my knife.
Okay. Yeah. We'll start off with one of my boning knives, and I brought a few of them up here.
That sounded like a threat.
Let me grab my knife.
I'm gonna get my knife.
That's it. Yeah. So this is one of my standard. This is one of my standard boning knives, and it's pretty much an all-purpose knife, like you were talking about. This one is not done, but she's going to get the finished version of this. And this one it's a 7-inch cutting edge, and it is in an upward fashion. So I mean, it's easy to glide through pretty much everything. Standard handle, and again, that's that Kyanite as well. This one would be good. This is really an all-purpose, all-season knife. You can do pretty much anything with it. Then you have your my big cleavers, and the cleavers. I like the cleavers for two reasons. One of them is they've got a lot of weight to them. You can do a lot of chopping. You can do whatever you want to, but it's also got a large plate. It's got a large flat surface where you can actually show off your business logo. And while you're using it, if you're putting it online or you can do whatever, it's always facing the camera, and everything that is done, you can see on the blade who's doing it, even if your head is, out of the shot, but you're still promoting your business when you're not even thinking about it. So cleavers are good for chopping. Of course, everything else. Go ahead.
This is what he first started with, making stuff like this. And you can see that this is not perfect by any means.
That's a Skinner.
But this is one of his first, and of course, I keep it in my kitchen. Yeah. So,
it looks
but you know
like
what?
It looks like
wonderful.
A skinning knife for hunting.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So this one is your
This is a big belly Skinner.
Big belly Skinner, but that right there, I love to cut my vegetables up with that. I mean, they'll slice through potatoes like you wouldn't believe. And I have never seen anybody that can sharpen a knife the way he sharpens a knife. And we've even had people at the Bushcraft Festival come up to us, getting us to sharpen their knives that are there because he puts such a sharp blade on it. So, and then this one, go ahead.
And then this is a finished version of that boning knife, and this is a different kind of handle. She wanted some purple, so be a little girly in there. But I do have two knives that I've been trying to hold off and show for a little later in the podcast. But I guess this is about the best time that I can do it. I heard you guys liked red and orange.
Yeah.
No.
Look at those. Oh, love it.
That's gorgeous.
This is one of my fillet knives,
Nice.
and this is the other fillet knife. But Crystal, I think, kind of spilled the beans yesterday.
Yes.
But Merry Christmas to y'all.
Oh,
Thank you. We
man.
appreciate
Thanks so
that.
much.
These are y'all's.
Oh, I love it. So
You're more than welcome.
So the perfect place that's going to come into play with me is I got invited to go back down to Mexico to go do some yellowtail fishing again, and that was one of the hardest things is having a good fillet knife, being able to fillet those fish up, and I know exactly what I'm taking to Mexico now.
There you go.
Yeah, those yellowtail, man, they're
100%.
they're big fish, and being able to get through that, it's quite a bit. So
Yep.
So yeah. Thank you. We
Absolutely.
really, really appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you so
very
much.
nice of you.
Yeah,
And
you're more than
welcome.
thanks again for the award for the chili contest too, because that box was really pretty, and then
That's
that's
not
a
a problem.
phenomenal knife.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And
I appreciate it.
Did you like the tops, taking the tops off the bottle openers?
yeah, those were cool too. Yeah, the bottle openers are those are really cool
Those are
too.
mine.
Those are awesome. Yeah, those are great.
Those were cool.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all. We just need to come up with something cool to open up wine bottles other than just a regular cork. Somebody has to come up with something really cool, because that's one thing. I don't drink wine, and I have friends that come over and bring a bottle of wine. Guess what Anthony does? He gets his drill and runs a screw in there and grabs some pliers to pull it out.
Hey,
Don't
the brisketana. It does everything, man.
Wow.
That is awesome.
We'll have to see if we can come up with something like that.
Corkscrew. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, I feel like the boning knife is my go-to knife on almost everything other than vegetables. I do have a nice, it's not quite a cleaver, but it's more of the Japanese style chopping knife. That's what I usually go to a little bit more. The weight for the repetitive just chopping. So, but yeah, the boning knife seems to be my go-to knife on everything.
Yeah.
I love it. And I haven't had to sharpen it yet. I don't know anybody that's had to sharpen his knives yet that he gave to a year ago.
Yeah.
Really?
Still haven't had to sharpen
that's
it.
That's the beauty of the American made steel and the way that the heat treat does. So if you go to your big chain store and you pay, $60 for a set of knives. The set of knives that you just bought are made from it's called D1 tool steel. D1 tool steel is good, and it'll retain an edge as long as you're cutting through chicken, as long as you're cutting through whatever. But the moment you put it on a cutting board, you're actually dulling that edge. And the benefits of having a custom made knife are when I heat treat my steel, I heat treat it to a level on a Rockwell hardness scale. So back to what I was saying, if you buy that same set of knives, it's heat treated to say 57, 58 on a Rockwell hardness scale. And my knives, and the scale goes up to, I think it goes up to 80. But when you get to 80, if you tap it on a piece of like a granite countertop, it's going to shatter. But yeah, 100%. So the hardest blades that are workable right now are somewhere around 65 to 66 on a Rockwell scale, and my knives are at a 62 to a 63. And with that being said, I've chopped through a 16 penny nail. I've hammered one of my blades through a 16 penny nail on an anvil down in my shop on live, because people were like, okay, well, why do this? Why do that? This is the temper, and this is the heat treat that you need to have a knife that will perform the way you want it to perform every time.
And chop into a deer antler.
Yeah, about chopped a deer antler in half with the same thing, just so I could show
Wow.
people the benefits of having a quality steel.
On the same knife.
Yeah.
The same knife, repetitive.
What angle are you putting on your blades?
So for kitchen knives, I try and stay around a 22, but I can go down to I think I can go down to a 15. But once you get past a 19 or an 18 at best, that edge becomes really brittle and it won't stay sharp as long.
Yeah.
Well, so here's my question. I just did a
So-
quick Google search on it, and but I'm just with my experience. Japanese they've made knives, quality knives for many, many years, centuries, right? And they usually
Oh, yeah.
sharpen right around 20, and they hold their sharpness. Is it because of the
Mhm.
steel? What do you think is the difference between the Japanese knives and American made knives with that angle? Is it the steel
So
quality, or what do you think it is?
It is the steel quality, but it's also when you get a mass produced knife that is being cut out by machines and heat treated in batches that are 70, 80, 100 knives at a time. When you dunk them down into whatever solution that they're heat treating them in and then bring them back up, when you have that many knives at the same time, you can't be at the same hardness level. So when you have the Japanese style knife makers that are doing 1 or 2 or 3 knives at a time, you can control it a lot more, and you can control that level of hardness on the Rockwell scale. And you can, when you sharpen it at 20 degrees, I try and stay around 22 to anywhere from 19 to 22. But when you sharpen it at that angle, it really doesn't matter what angle you sharpen it at if the heat treat is not correct. If the heat treat is correct, you can sharpen a knife at 19, you can sharpen a knife at 15, and if the heat treat is correct and the steel is fine grained enough to where it will hold that edge at that sharp of an angle, you can do whatever you want to with it.
That's interesting.
But
And
it's
then
all in the heat treat.
and then what is the best solution for a quench? Because I've heard different things. I guess obviously different manufacturing tools, but what is the best quenching oil or solution is for knives?
So for carbon steels, you have to quench in one of about 4 different oils. You don't have to, but unless you 100% know what you're doing, you can do it in water. But it's a differential heat treat, and it's very, very intricate in how you got to hold the temperature at a certain time, and it's a science project every time you do it. But for carbon steels, you quench in oil. There's Parks 50. There's a couple of others. Parks 50 is it's a medium grade oil, but it's fast. So what I mean by fast is if you have like motor oil versus olive oil, how thin olive oil is versus how thick motor oil is. It basically creates a layer of air around the blade, and you got to move it around and get that air out of there as quickly as you can. But when it comes to stainless steel requires a plate quench, and it's an air quench, and it has to be done inside of a oxygen-free environment. And if you do it the correct way, you have to wrap the blade in a stainless steel foil, this stainless steel tool wrap. You heat it up, the knives that I do, you heat it up to 1950 degrees, and you hold it at that temperature for about 15 minutes. And then you pull it out, and then you put it in between 2 plates of steel or 2 plates of aluminum, and you compress it and hold it at that temperature while you're spraying it with compressed air. And the rapid, the not the rapid, but the controlled cooling with the air, and it's not completely going from 1950 degrees down to 300. It's that differential heat treat that slows it down a lot, that slows it down really slow, and it hardens the blade. So it's a science project, man.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
like it.
It's really interesting on just knife making. I've always kind of looked at it and did it. I just don't have the means to actually really do it because it is a lot of work. But being able to do it correctly so the still holds that edge forever, like you can go buy a Cutco knives. They'll last a year, but then you're done, right? You get them at Costco for $50 for 4 different packs, but they're only going to last a year, if that. And especially if you're cutting on quality wood, like our friends with True Board, right? If they're going to be cutting on a True Board like that, it's going to really narrow them down. You'll get 6 months out of those before they're going to be trash.
Right.
But being able to have a good hardened steel to be able to last a long time is key. And that's why it's not cheap. That's why you're going to be spending $200 a knife, at minimum for a quality knife.
Yeah.
And that's why I have no problem spending that type of money, especially when it comes to hunting knife, Jesse. When you're out there in the field trying to break down an elk, and have your blade go, crappy in the middle of the field, that makes your job really hard.
Mom always said, "Buy once, try once."
Yeah, exactly. It's true.
Buy quality to last you a lifetime.
Because I growing up, remember you're always trying to cut that steak or that pork chop with your mom's knife that never works, and it's sliding all over your plate. It's just not fun, Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
I like the fact that Kim's using a Skinner knife and cutting vegetables in the kitchen.
Right. Those are those are diced up onions to precision.
Yeah.
Well, guys, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Obviously, we want to promote who you are, but is there anything that we may have missed that you should let people know about knife making?
Or your company?
Not that I'm really aware of. My orders are full up until I might have room for 2 more for Christmas, but after that, after the first of the year, and my knives are on I would say probably a 30 to 45 day turnaround. So as soon as you get your knife order in, it'll be in your hands in 45 days.
Oh, that's awesome.
Gotcha. That's the thing about custom knives. You gotta have the lead time,
Yeah. Yep, exactly. It's still cheaper than waiting for a custom barbecue pit, right? Try to get something from Jambo. You're 5 years out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, cool, guys. Let's tell everybody where to follow both of you. So, Ryan, go ahead and go first, and then that way we can get everybody driven to your social media.
Sure. Very cool. So my TikTok page is KRAM Knives. My Facebook and Instagram is the same thing. If you want to look at some of the stuff that I put on my website, which I've neglected to do because of all the orders that I do, and I have a full-time job, it's KRAMKnives.com. Very simple. KRAM, and it stands for Kimberly, Ryan, Andrew, and Michaela. That's the meaning behind KRAM Knives. That's my family, it's my business, and this is what we live for. So
that's awesome.
Yep.
There you go.
And I don't have a website, but you can follow me on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram under KRAM Custom Designs.
Perfect.
And I do a variety of things. Variety.
That is awesome. Maybe we'll get some Pitmaster Supply Company leather hats. That'd be cool.
There we go.
Oh, heck yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
And we do business cards too.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All righty. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We really appreciate you.
On a Sunday morning.
A Sunday morning. I really do appreciate that. Yep. And thank you. And then, I can't wait to.
Absolutely. And thank you for having both of us.
Yeah, of course. All right, Jesse. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And we'll catch you guys all next week. And make sure you follow the pitmasterspodcast.com. Or I should say Pitmasters Podcast on Instagram. Crystal got a TikTok going for us. Follow me personally at Smoke Ain't No Joke Barbecue, and then follow Jesse at Pitmaster Supply Company.
Yeah, and follow us. Like and subscribe on YouTube, guys. Like and subscribe on YouTube.
Please. Yep. All righty, guys. You guys all have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. All right, you too. I appreciate y'all.
Yep.
See ya.